Hello, everybody. My name is Sid Adhikari, and this is a presentation on my idea slash solution, and it is changing how students learn. First, as a little introduction, like I said earlier, my name is Sid. I'm a senior at Purdue University. I'm studying system analysis and design. I'm also minoring in communications and organizational leadership. My prototype slash idea is Project K. It competes in the education industry. It heavily relies on app and web development principles. And some questions for you guys is, are there any additional channels that you can see me competing in, as well as how do you think that you can help us succeed in our goals? So, to start off, despite the attention placed on keeping children physically healthy and many countries around the world shutting down their schools, there have been increasing reports of the negative impacts that these school closures have on kids, as kindergartners are expected to lose 67% of their literacy as a result. One of the biggest concerns that has arisen is the detrimental absence of the unique social connection found in school communities that is so essential for childhood learning and development. Another problem is that schools are seeing a massive budget decrease. According to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, it is approximated that school districts will see a $350 billion state budget shortfall this coming year in 2021, which will undeniably trickle down to impact school budgets. And as you can see from this map, the red slash orange means uh, that the school has been closed as of June 7th due to COVID-19. So where is the pain? As the pandemic continues to rage on, the invaluable experience of an engaging quality education is being taken away from these students during the most formative years of their life. So while clicking into Zoom meetings from our emails day in and day out may work for us older students and professionals, we cannot expect the same of 6 to 12-year-olds. They're still little kids. Looking at the plethora of products and services made specifically for children, from books to food to clothing, it becomes evident that our young students need their own educational platform that preserves the playful, curious, and sociable nature of elementary schools to allow them to thrive academically. And that's where we come in, introducing Project K. So, kind of going through Project K, one of the main aspects that contributes to our idea of personalization is the customizable avatar. This avatar will be designed and created by the students to reflect how they will see themselves with customizable facial structure, features, color of hair, eyes, and skin, and obviously a diverse wardrobe that the students can continuously change throughout their time on the platform. Now, a little bit onto the user interface of the platform. One of the constants for this platform is the navigation bar. Um, this will be accessible regardless of the location in the program. The school map is to show students how to get to their desired locations, classroom, cafeteria, etc. And the chat feature is for when two or more avatars are within close proximity so that they can interact with each other, just like how they would in school. The class schedule is straightforward, just a visual aid of what the students' upcoming classes are, and the game menu has links to multiplayer online games such as Kahoot, Quizlet Live, Math, Jet Ski, and more, once again to facilitate student interaction. The outfits is also straightforward, allowing the students to change their wardrobe whenever they want and how they want. Lastly is the backpack, which is shown has access to the students' notes, a calculator, a sketch pad, and their homework all online. The point is to show their point count, which I will be going over in a minute. Um, so this is a typical student's classroom within the app. When they enter the class, this is a rough idea of what they will see. The big board will have that class Zoom link, with the desk having all the necessary materials such as a textbook, worksheet, and so on. Across the classroom are other links, such as scheduling a meet and greet session with the teacher at his or her desk, and that class's assignments, and much more. The points that I mentioned earlier are assigned by the teacher based on the student's participation, attention, and attendance. And lastly, something that I thought was a great idea after talking to some users is the lack of interaction in schools due to COVID-19. Students typically at a young age don't have access to other social medias, so school is the only time where they can actually interact. So we thought that we could allow them to hang out during their lunchtime in a virtual lunchroom. The student and their friends would need to gather around a table, and then they can generate a Zoom link from there, which where they can hang out and have lunch for the day. Going into the logistics of the program, and addressing the business model, we want to make sure that the school districts are our main customers. However, the students are the main user by far. They would gain access to the platform by purchasing the license for it, and this can be done individually or through a district-wide purchase. Project K would also work with third-party educational companies such as Kahoot, Quizlet, or Chegg to increase source of revenue through ads and partnerships. Our service will have a base fee of $100 a person to purchase the licensing, and then we'll utilize a subscription-based service model of $10 a month per student. There will be other revenue coming in from ads on the platform. Um, One of the things that make Project K so unique in the market is that there's truly no competitor who offers such a robust and enriching educational experience for students who cannot attend school in person. With time, our growth in terms of content on the platform should grow along with the number of potential partners we have. Students do not have a great method to access high quality education currently while being safe from COVID, and we have a solution that does this. And we also keep interactivity a key point in all of our goals. Another benefit of our program is from a marketing standpoint is that integrating third-party applications can be easily done within the app, making it an attractive option to potential partners. In terms of competition, we have a couple direct and other indirect competitors. Direct competitors would consist of e-learning platforms such as Coursera, LinkedIn Learning, Skillshare, and Khan Academy. The problem with these applications, however, is that they are not typically geared toward children and are for adults to use. Another downside of these are that they are typically all a supplemental tool versus being a replacement for school entirely. The content is often skill focused as well and does not do what we are trying to achieve, which is replacing school in its entirety. Some indirect competition would be apps such as Chegg, Quizlet, and BrainPop. While still competition, we would attempt to develop partnerships and work together with these companies to have more content on our platform. We will be the most robust, interactive, and integrative platform offered that is out there on the market right now. And as always, users are our main priority. We always want to keep in mind that the main goal is providing children with the highest quality education possible in order to fully replace in-person school. Um, So, like I was saying earlier, a competitive advantage that we have is that we provide a complete platform that is not only school supplementation, but a school replacement. We will implement educational games, activities, interaction, and learning potential that has never seen before. Um, while being able to play school, Project K can still be fun and educational, and will provide unique supplementation to school once COVID does end. We will provide top-of-the-line software and educational service for the children and teachers, and we will always have constant and live support for all of our users, despite the user being a student, teacher, administration, or whoever. With marketing back in mind, we are planning on working with third-party applications to be able to market on their websites, as a lot of these companies are already well established and could help bring in customers. We want a relationship with the competition in which we help one another grow and thrive. We would also utilize teaching conferences to bring awareness to platforms, as there will be many administrators, teachers, and other potential users in attendance. Um, Using search engine optimization can also be a method of marketing. And lastly, just by providing great and reliable service and products, hopefully that will help users spread Project K's message and goal by word of mouth and bring in users that way. Some tech complications that we need to keep in mind is the server size and security needed for such a dynamic and large platform. We need to ensure that students are safe from potential online threats and are placed in their correct domains for their schools. Since it is an app used by so many children, we definitely need to keep the integrity and safety of the kids in mind. Um, we also need to keep we also need to think that there will potentially be thousands of users on the platform at the same time during similar school hours. Therefore, this means that we need to keep all servers up to date and functioning, as the entire school day might be lost if we cannot keep the integrity up. Some things that we have achieved so far for Project K is that we've developed multiple iterations of the platform with each iteration being better than the last. We refined issues, added new features such as the cafeteria, and kept our goals and scope very, very concise. Once again, the goal of Project K is to provide children with safe yet effective means of learning from home during such integral parts of their lives. Okay, so in terms of our financials, our revenue comes from the base fee that users pay for the platform. The fee is $100 per student. After that, for each student, there's a monthly subscription fee of $10, which helps pay towards keeping the app going and upkeep. Um, the platform will cost about $10,000 to develop, approximately, and get running. And in the case that we have 500 students join right away, this initial cost will be quickly paid off just from sign-up fees alone. We are assuming, however, that schools will want to use this platform despite the current status of COVID, and that it can phase into being a permanent thing that they use even in the classroom once schools are back in session. Okay, so looking at this projection graph, we expect in the first year that we set up the platform for there to be about 500 to 800 users. And then this should steadily increase by about 50% every single year until 2023, where it increases by about 60%. But within 5 years, we hope to have about 12,500 students using the platform. Looking at corporate development, uh, the top graph will show how we expect to raise funds. So before the end of December of this year, we hope to finish our first round of fundraising. After December, in the first couple months of this coming year, 2021, we hope to do a second round of fundraising. By March, we hope to have some of the app done and launched, and then get income from our consumers. And then after, judging by how that goes, we might have to have a final round of fundraising. But hopefully by 2022, we are done with fundraising and on to just upkeep and providing the best experiences possible. The bottom graph will show kind of how we've been uh, executing the iterations of our app. So initially, there's the strategic planning for till December of this year. By March, we hope to have the first stage of development done. After March, we hope to have a revised prototype that is fully functional. Um, and then by July, we want, a final launch and prototype, a final prototype, if you will. So by 2022, everything is set and good to go. Okay, so to address some assumptions and risks, the main assumption that we have, I've mentioned it before, is that once in-person school is back, users will still want to use Project K to learn. We will make sure that despite the status of COVID, there will be enough enriching and supplementary content on the platform that administration will feel that the subscription costs are worth. Another assumption that we have is that students and especially teachers will know how to use and navigate through the app. To help this, we will be providing training videos, tutorials, and live support all the time. Servers, I talked about servers a little earlier. We need to make sure that the server can handle all the amount of people that will be on it all at once. And then lastly, one risk that we might have is that third-party companies will not want to work with us. um, in that case, then the content on the platform will not be as extensive or will be lacking. However, in order to alleviate this a little bit, we will develop in-house solutions and content in the case that we can't get as many third-party uh, uh, companies to work with us. So that should help alleviate that a little bit. Okay, and lastly, in the sad case, the project case starts to fail or success starts to dwindle, our exit strategy is one where we look for an outside buyer to sell the intellectual property to. E-learning has been booming, and e-learning companies such as Coursera or Khan Academy would be great potential buyers. They have been in the game for a while now, so um, the outside sales strategy seems most practical to us as competitors will be interested in such a robust application, and as Project K is so unique, it will absolutely be a commodity that people and other companies will want and will utilize. Okay. So yeah, to wrap up, Project K is a unique program that thinks of the student first before anything else. By maximizing interactivity and enriching learning, we wish to create a fun yet effective platform that allows students to get the full school experience, even if they are not able to physically go. It provides safety, utilizes popular trends such as e-learning, and is run by a driven and motivated team that is willing to do anything and go the distance to succeed. Um, so, to address the questions that I said earlier, or just to reiterate them, I should say, what are potential channels that you guys think we should target that we haven't mentioned yet? And have you figured out what you can offer us to create such a robust and great app? Thank you so much.